Hi everyone. Today we're having lean coffee, and today we're gonna be speaking on different topics that are interesting for you, topics that are connected to soft skills. As you know, as we all know, this is very important. Soft skills are not lesser important than the hard skills. So today we took 3 topics to discuss. It's leadership, conflict resolution, and teamwork. So yeah, let me share my screen. People are still keep coming. So yeah.
Yes, everyone can add their questions about the topic above.
Yeah, basically, does anyone has the link to, does everyone have the link to the board? And
I see
yeah,
yes. The link is in the chat.
I hope, yeah, I can, because maybe a few people joined later, and the chat might be not available, so I'll duplicate it for this case.
I replaced it, so don't worry. I added.
Yeah. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Natalia Vlasiuk. I'm currently in Switzerland. I'm a BA, and today I'm going to be facilitating this lean coffee session for us. A little bit later, I will tell you about this format. Maybe someone of you already know and already joined this kind of events. Maybe somebody did not. So we have some certain rules. So today we're going to be...
Sorry, a little moment to you. For now, you are sharing the screen with our faces.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. So today we're going to be discussing leadership, conflict resolution, and teamwork. We're going to be asking questions and trying all together to answer them. And also we have our experts who are also interested in sharing their experience today. So please welcome Jan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mazurek. I'm a business analyst working in Gdańsk office in Poland. I am also the trainer in the RM School program, Grow to Lead program, Leadership Essentials program. So I hope that my knowledge and experience that I shared on the training sessions will be also helpful to share the answers to any questions you might have in today's session. Thank you for having me here today.
It was big speed. Yeah.
Okay, I will try to speak slower next time.
Also today, Katira will be sharing our thoughts with us, her thoughts with us.
Hello, I'm business analyst, senior business analyst in EPAM, working in this field after software engineering. And my switch was because of I wanted to use soft skills. My soft skills, so I switched to BA, and it's been almost 5 years that I'm working as a BA and improving my soft skills. So I hope that my experience can be helpful for you.
Yeah, okay. And also Evelina, please tell a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hello, my name is Yjinia. Yeah, I'm also a business analyst, and also I'm a lead of our community soft skills stream. So I hope that you will find our today's topic really interesting and be active with your questions and topics that you wanted us to highlight. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all from my side. Natalia, maybe go through our rules and action items so the audience understand what to expect.
Sure. So what about our today's format? This is, we have, as you can see here on the board, we have 4 columns. please feel free to add your questions or your topics you want to be discussed for today in this column, question topics. So it can be like a sentence or a question or your thought, and people will be voting for them, and then we will move them to discuss or discussing sections. And after the discussion, we will move them to the discussed. So we have a few rules. First of all, today we are all speaking English. To start, if you want to say something on a topic, you will need to raise your hand. Please mute yourself when you are not speaking, and be respectful for others. And also regarding the schedule, we're gonna have 5 minutes for asking the questions. So now we will have these 5 minutes for you to type in everything, and then we'll have around 1 minute for each speaker to share their thoughts. What about action items? Put your questions on a separate stickers. So one sticker, one question, or one topic in this question topics column. Then you will have, I guess, 6 votes where you will be able to vote for any topic. Oh, thank you. You already started. So yeah, like this. Here you do the votings for each separate sticker, and yeah, don't forget to raise your hand, and I will give you the ability to talk. And yeah, let's all have fun. So right now the time for asking questions started. Please feel free to ask them.
I can see we already have 2 cards on the board. So thank you so much to our audience for being active. That's definitely good to know that we have people who are interested in the topic, and definitely, you know, I see a lot of questions being raised in regards to conflict so far. Actually, one already has a vote, so yep, good stuff. Cross-cultural communication conflicts. Oh,
yeah, I guess this is a really interesting topic, because we are all like working in all over the world, and we have customers from different parts of the world, and some offices have people from different countries. A lot of people are relocating now. So yeah, see, this question is getting the marks very fast. I guess this would be the first topic we're gonna discuss.
and I see that Katira already raised her hand. So Katira, if you want to, you can take it away.
Yeah. I've already speaked about this topic on our learning week. So I will share a link on recording where you can see about individualistic and collectivistic cultures, and what like tough situation I experienced, why I or my colleagues were experienced when they confused it, just towards it's about speaking from the name of my yourself, like I will do it, my responsibility, or some cultures deny and feels like counts immodest to act like this, and you must speak from the name of your team. And also there is some conflicts can be arised even at your actions. For example, our Japan colleagues were offended when our secretary, when inviting them to conference room, was parallel was speaking to with her phone, and trying to do something else, and they were really offended. Like we wasn't like polite enough to make some parallel things when it's when they like waited that our attention will be there. And there is so much to speak on this topic. I can just share a link. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Katira. Jan, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, one important aspect is that, look, even there is a saying by Oscar Wilde that Britain and America are two countries separated by a common language. What he says by that is that even despite the fact both countries are using English, that English can be used in a completely different aspect. A very good example is the term bi-weekly. Does bi-weekly means once every 2 weeks or twice a week, right? In American English, it means once every 2 weeks. In British English, it means twice a week, because for once every 2 weeks, the British English use fortnightly. So if already Britain and America, two countries who use English language, use that language completely in a different way, we can expect that other countries, with a simple thing as the language itself, can have more challenges, more difficulties. That's why it is very important to be as neutral and as let's say non-controversial when we are talking about communication, especially in a cross-cultural environment. Because even if you talk with the people from, let's say, United Kingdom, you might still have over there in the United Kingdom people who are from, I don't know, India, from Pakistan, from China, from Australia, from Canada, whatever. So you need to, take that into consideration as well, that the language needs to be as neutral as possible. And on the bright side, at EPAM comes to help with that, because there is on the Learn portal a whole set of customer country profile, which is a set of trainings for each of the countries where we have offices or where we have clients. Tells you some basics on how to communicate and how to discuss with people from that particular country. So on the bright side, EPAM can help you and support you with that. Like, for example, do you know that it is not polite in some countries to start a meeting saying ladies and gentlemen? Because you are already dividing the audience into two groups. So you are building a division instead of building a connection. And also, what happens if none of the some of the participants might not identify with any of those two groups, right? That's why it's better to use some more inclusive language, like, hello everyone, hello colleagues. Like I know some of my EPAM friends, they use that term, hello colleagues, on the session. And in addition to that, instead of, for example, talking about this inclusive language, instead of saying to the customer, you need to focus on this, you need to focus on this, on that, and whatever, it's better to, again, use inclusive language, saying, we should consider this, we should be doing that, we should focus on certain activity, to switch our language to be more inclusive, to make ourselves also feel as part of the group, to avoid any kind of potential conflict.
Great examples, Jan. Really very interesting. And for me, the most interesting example about cross-cultural differences, it is small talk, because how people avoid small talk in some locations, and in others they love it. Jan, you want to proceed with some your ideas?
Just one thing really came to my head as well, and I know that we have a group of people here that joined our session from as Eastern Slavic countries, and this is something that is very interesting for me as an assessment committee expert and committee head. When candidates, especially women, go for assessment session, I know it's a language thing, but quite often they are replying to the assessment questions saying, business analyst, he is doing this, he is doing that, he is responsible for something, he is dealing with something. And I know it's a language thing, but why I'm pointing out at women here? Because women opportunity assessment are the best example that a business analyst is not defined by gender, right? Women are also amazing business analysts. Majority of participants on today's session, right? You decided to come and join. That's why please also take that into consideration when providing answers. That I was actually put. I was sent when I was working in the UK for the UK company before EPAM. I was sent to a sensitivity training to change my language because I was exactly the same. I was also talking that the customer, he needs to do that, he needs to do this, he needs to do something, instead of saying he or she, the customer, they are responsible for that. They are responsible for doing something. And one of the customer from the post a claim to the company when I was doing the presentation saying why Jan is using that particular language, right? So when you will be having your assessment session for a senior lead, chief, product manager, whatever, any kind of position at EPAM, be sure to use that inclusive language, to use that business analyst, he or she, the business analyst, they as a pronounce instead of just saying he is doing this, he is doing that.
Yeah, good. Also good point. I remember when I was going through business courses, business correspondence, and yeah, it was such moment about using he, she, they, yeah. And as I see, Katira want to add something. Maybe after it, we will move to the next question because we have many on our plate. So, Katira, please.
Yeah, I just want to remind you if someone or mention if someone didn't know that that on our Learn portal there are lots of material about inclusive language. Just it.
Yeah, thanks, Katira. So, Natalia, maybe, yeah, our next.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. This was very interesting, you sharing the experience. This is really valuable. And let's get to a next question. The next question that was voted was how to deal with angry customers who complain about your products' services.
I can kick off the discussion because being working with various different countries and various different cultures, I saw this anger being expressed in various different ways. Britain has an amazing way of being angry in such a polite way that you actually don't even realize that they are angry. A very good example is when a person from the United Kingdom will tell you, you are not wrong, but have you considered this alternative approach? It means that you are wrong and you need to consider this alternative approach. But they are too polite to point out to you that you are actually being incorrect with your assumptions, right? My recommendation in general when it comes to dealing with an angry customer, never name the emotion. Because if you will see the customer is angry and you will tell, oh, I see you're angry, and the customer will tell you, no, I'm not angry, I'm just frustrated. Then instead of solving the problem, you will start discussing semantics. What is the difference between being angry and being frustrated? But it's better just to address the situation itself, to see, if, for example, customers upset with the, I don't know, the deadline that you have suggested. Then instead of saying, oh, I see you're very frustrated about the deadline, it's better to say, I see that you have some concerns in regards to the estimation that our team has provided. Let me explain you why we think this estimation is fair, because it's really easy to shut down from the conversation and just try to defend yourself and just be like really close in the communication. But we can treat it as an opportunity just to tell our customers once again the amazing value that we are bringing, and we can treat it as an opportunity to, for example, defend our development team and defend their estimation and provide justification for certain root cause of this anger.
Yeah, please, Katira.
Yeah, and I want to add something that exactly the angry clients who you found the way to solve his problem, like your authority, your and your team's authority for that client is bigger than for client with absence of such problems.
Thanks, Katira.
Also,
yeah,
question to our audience:
yeah.
how they are dealing with angry customers? Like, what maybe they have also some interesting suggestions. Anyone
Yeah.
would like to unmute
Hi.
themselves and share some thoughts?
Hi, Poonam here. So
Mhm.
basically, it's very important to trust your instinct and know better your customer. And if you think that there is something which can be uncomfortable for your customer, it's better to reach out to them prior to they showing their concern. So understand the customer in advance, be proactive, uh, go with the solutions and not just problems. Because when we go with the solution, it builds the trust that okay, our approach is to solve. So yeah, that's for customer. And for internal team, what I have observed, it is very important to give the team free space to share their concerns and make them understand that sharing concern is first step towards solving it and to be great together. So yeah, being proactive, understanding the customer and the team members, and trusting the instinct. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Katira.
And yeah, I wanted to mention that um, many times the root cause analysis helped us to solve such different problems, because the cause of anger of stakeholders' anger can be completely different. And firstly, you should determine the real cause, and only then try to solve it.
And also, the thing is that sometimes what the customer tells us is not necessarily what the customer is thinking, right? Meaning that there might be a situation in which the customer is angry and frustrated, which has absolutely nothing to do with what we are doing and how we are working. They just have a bad mood. They came up from a difficult meeting, and their car broke down on the way to work and whatever. Like sometimes it's important not to get dragged into this emotional discussions, because emotions are a very bad advisors when it comes to actions, right? I'm sure you had situations in your life when you had an argument with someone, you said something, and later you thought, oh, I wish I hadn't said that, or I wish I would say something different. But under this emotional rush, we sometimes might say things that we might regret at a later time. So it's important really not to get dragged into this emotional dispute.
Yeah, yeah, and also it is a good idea to find emotional intelligent courses on the lawn. It also can be helpful to understand what we feel and manage it. and understand that other people also have some emotions. And as you mentioned, Jan, it's not always about us. Sometimes it's about them, their lives, families, and any stuff. So guys, don't be shy. Please put your some thoughts, comments in the chat or unmute. Also, we still have many questions and topics that you can also add a like. And for now, I think we can choose other question from our column. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, let's go to the next question. And I really would like to encourage you to give likes for the questions. We still have 4 questions that have not received likes, but maybe some of you just would like to hear this question next. So please feel free to add your votes. And let's get to a new question. And the question is, have you ever had a team member who kept raising objections on project? How did you or how would you manage them?
Now, that is a very good question, and this is also comes to actually what Poonam has said, that there's nothing wrong with raising objections if no. First step to solving any problem is admitting that there is a problem to be solved, and it's easy to be a troublemaker and easy to be what they call a whistleblower for a person who just identifies an issue and just raises, I don't like this, I don't like that, whatever. If people do it that way, then we can teach them that it's not enough to raise a concern, but it's also important to find a solution. Because, yeah, a lot of people can identify the problem. Not everyone can come up with a solution to the problem. And already training people to do that can help actually not only have a concern, but also potential solution to the problem, right? So that would be my first step that I would suggest to train people in raising an objection, but with a potential solution.
Yeah, and
Katira.
sometimes it's a benefit to stop such claiming or something else. There is a joke like, guys, we have died man in our conference room, and answer was like, put a sticker on him and let's discuss it on retrospective. Just like that. Sometimes it's easier to to politely stop the guy who is claiming for a time, like let's firstly finish some task and then let's discuss your concern, and if we will find solution, we will apply it on our future tasks.
Yes, thanks, Katira. And I see that Poonam also want to add her thoughts. Please.
Yeah. So basically, in scenarios where we are in team discussion and somebody is raising the concern, and the concern which they are raising can disturb team dynamics, it is important to stop them there politely, as rightly said, uh, and telling them that, okay, let me get back to you and have a one-to-one discussion with them, understand their perspective and understand the perspective of the other person who they are complaining about or the situation. So it is very important that anything which can lead to disturbing team dynamics, it needs to be taken separately and not before the entire team, because this is especially very challenging when we are working remotely with teams distributed geographically. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Poonam, for sharing this. And this, I completely agree with this approach, because remember, golden rule: we praise people in public. so that they would see that they receive some recognition. We show appreciation in public. But when it comes to sharing some concerns, we don't want to do it on the public space just because we don't want anyone to feel bad in the wide in front of the wider audience, right? That's why also, for example, I'm saying that many times on various training sessions, when you show appreciation and give a badge on the hero portal to someone, make sure that you will also tag the manager. So the manager will be notified about their unit member receiving a badge on the hero portal. Myself, I have 12 people in my unit. I don't work with them on any of the projects, so I don't know whether they receive the badge or not. And every time I see that actually they do, when I receive this notification, I write them a message saying, awesome, amazing, congratulations on the new badge, great work. And they receive like a boost of confidence from the person who gave them the badge, but also from their line managers. And in that case, I hope that it affects their satisfaction and it makes the environment at EPAM more enjoyable for them.
Yeah, nice. Jan, you're a really nice resource manager, it seems.
Oh, no, sorry. First of all, I'm not a resource manager. I hate the word resource manager. I don't agree with the fact that someone might think that our employees are resources. And I'm a line manager. I don't have subordinates. I have unit members. I have team members. So I've whenever I can, I even conduct the RM training, RM school training sessions, and I don't at the training at the beginning of each session, I tell my audience, apologies, I will not be using the word resource manager. I will be using the acronym RM. But for me, RM stands for not for resource manager, but it stands for relationship manager, because our goal and our role here is to make sure that our unit member have a good relation with EPAM. So that's why that is my understanding of the RM title. But yeah, apologies for stepping in.
No, it's okay, and that was very beautiful vision on this role. I want only to add about this question and topic that I think that it's also important if some person does this regularly to understand, identify what maybe this person needs to cover. Based on this, maybe some attention, maybe some other needs, and that's if it's again regular, it's a good idea to have a one-to-one with this person, and maybe something he or they feel not comfortable on this project. So yeah.
Yep, definitely. So in general, really, it's also coming back to the root cause analysis, right? To identify the root cause of why this person is raising these objections.
Yep, that's right, Jan.
And remember, being a business analyst or an analyst in general is not a profession; it is a lifestyle.
Yeah. So great. We already discussed this question and topic. Maybe we can take one more with 3 votes.
Yeah, we
Natalia,
rapidly.
and before, if maybe you also have some thoughts on our
Yeah,
question.
I for sure when I will feel like I want to step in, I will step in. But you're having such an amazing discussion, and I'm really glad. And I would love to encourage also our audience to feel free to add their thoughts, because this is really valuable, and we are actually here gathered together not just to speak ourselves, but to hear your thoughts and to give you a possibility to speak. So please please unmute yourself and yeah, just give your thoughts. So this is basically a question that is quite similar to a previous one, but a little bit different. So the question is how to deal with a teammate who just criticized your work without any practical, useful feedback.
Yeah, please, Katira.
Yeah. It's also about emotional interest. So, to be honest, I'm surprised that such question arose and there are votes. So because I thought that we don't have like toxic people in our teams, but again, if such question arises, then you should use your emotional intelligence. You don't you shouldn't cross the border of other people, and you also should keep your borders. So if your teammate don't have such authority to give you some advices, then you can stop it. The ways are maybe different. The ways of stopping may be different, but again, it shouldn't impact other team members and your project. And but if you think that your work is criticized by someone who has authority to criticize your work, maybe you should again work on yourself and understand why such like advices or critics is coming to you. Is it like feasible?
Yeah, I agree with Katira, and also here I think that's important. That the important moment is to come with this, get this feedback when the person said your work is terrible, to ask additional question. Why you think so? Can you find some cases where my work is bad? So return to the person the question with to get this feedback, because maybe the person don't like you personally, but it is not a reason to criticize you. And if it can influence team health, it also should be stopped and moved to some more practical and health level.
Yeah, and for example, as for me, you know, always when, like my experience, when you're starting to have some kind of conflict in your team, try to speak, try to be honest, try to speak like polite, in a polite manner, like, hi, tell the truth. You know, sometimes I feel like you're criticizing me and I don't see that you're giving proper feedback. You're just like being not very much supportive with me, or what's the reason? Can you tell me what's the reason? I would really appreciate, I really would like to grow. I would really like to hear that feedback, but you can help me with growing. Please, can you do this in a more practical way? And then I would suggest to read again the code of ethical conduct that we have in EPAM, and try to understand if a person is violating that code of conduct, because we have some certain rules how to behave in EPAM, and if a person violates that rules, the certain actions that are also mentioned in those rules should be taken. So first of all, you should try to figure out on your own. You should try to understand, to speak one-to-one, And if a person is really behaving not respectfully and not supportive, and it influences your project and it can influence the delivery, I think you should warn that person that you're gonna escalate, and if it's really such a big conflict that you cannot do it, escalate it to manager, or this is also that is the thing that is set in our code of ethical conduct. So if the delivery is suffering from this, you should speak.
Yep, great strategy. Natalia, thank you for sharing. Jan is also raising his hand.
Yep, I just wanted to mention that what you might not know is that the feedback for the L&D sessions which you provide with this, rating from 1 to 5, whether the training was good or not, it is not anonymous. And some trainers have access to that feedback. And when every now and then, when I receive information that actually I have received top to bottom 1 mark without any kind of comment in the textual question, because there are also you can provide a mark and you can provide a comment for the question, but also at the end there are 2 questions which are open-ended. And when there is no information there, I reach out to that participant of the training session and I ask, I'm very sorry to disappoint you with my training delivery. Could you please tell me what I can improve, what I can change, how I can make that training session in the future better? And people are like so surprised, like, oh my God, this is not anonymous. I know. So yeah, so that raises some concerns. That said, I had one very funny situation with a person from Germany who gave me top to bottom number 1 marks and wrote open text comments like, best training ever, amazing presentation, very interactive, whatever. Because in Germany, 1 is the highest mark and 5 is the lowest mark. So it was just, like it affected my my final result. But as we had that conversation, the training coordinator could change the mark after that, so it did not affect my overall rating as a trainer in the long run. But yeah, but just keep in mind that if you would like to provide a bad feedback just for pure spite and just pure release of anger, if you don't have reasons to justify that, don't do it. Like what's the point, right? But if you have some real valuable arguments that really this training has disappointed you, and because of this and that reason, and that you actually feel very disappointed with wasting 2 hours, for example, of your life, write that. We then will do whatever we can as trainers, as L&D, as whatever, to improve that experience for you in the future.
Thanks, Jan, for this good summary and this funny case. Yeah, I think many of our people like it. Maybe someone else wanted to add thoughts on this question.
Anyone maybe from our audience would like to also add a more detailed question or?
Yeah, I also mean our audience, but I think we deal with this question. It was many.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we gave very good answers, so there's nothing to add. So let's just pass to another question.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, so the next one, who was also voted very rapidly and like the very moment it appeared, is about Scrum. So which one is most important for a Scrum team? Improving efficiency or improving customer satisfaction? Do we have Scrum Masters here? Someone who is maybe combining the role of business analyst and Scrum Master? Or any other thoughts not from Scrum Masters are also welcomed.
Yeah, I see that Poonam and Katira both raise the hands. Maybe Katira, please start, and Panam, yeah, you will be next.
Yeah, thank you. Also, like a surprising question, because I don't see any conflict between like raising efficiency and raising customer satisfaction, because it's related things. But only if there is a like transparent communication with your customer, with your stakeholder, and if they see that some things are made in order not to like waste time, but to improve efficiency. And if your communication is really transparent and honest, then it won't like controverse, like a customer won't will be agree like that, and their satisfaction will be also related. They will improving like efficiency of the team will be also in the interest of customer satisfaction. So it will grow both.
Yes, thanks, Katira, for your thoughts. Panam, please add something.
Yeah. Thanks, Katira. So basically, what I have observed is it is very important to understand the difference between urgent and important. And that is where many a times from customer satisfaction perspective, there will be lot many urgent things which are not there in sprint delivery. And if they are not in sprint delivery, they can impact the velocity and other things. But having the satisfied customer is also very important. And this is where even the SOS calls, which we have for the different Scrum Masters to connect, and even the customer representatives. And that should feed as an input to the sprints, and sprints derives the velocity via which we uh, uh, majorly show the efficiency or the productivity of the team. And that is the forum where we can tell the customer that, okay, we can't have urgency every time, because if we are doing all the time the urgent things, we miss certain important things which becomes urgent at a later stage. So having a proper balance, feeding information from different angles to right channel, uh, plays a critical role here as per me. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thanks, Panam. Jan?
One important thing to what
Yeah.
actually Katira did mention in regards to the transparency. It's one of my favorite topics when it comes to communication in general, because however we are communicating with whomever, we need to make sure that inside the team we don't affect the morale in a negative way. With the customer, we don't say anything that can jeopardize the relation with the customer, meaning that we cannot be 100% transparent and honest. And a very good example is if you are a parent and your child is having a play in the kindergarten and you want to attend that play because it's important for your child. You will not tell the customer, apologies, I will not join your meeting because my child is more important. You will say, I'm sorry, but I have a very important family matter that requires my immediate attention. And can we please reschedule the meeting to a different time? So it sends the same message, just in a more, kind, polite way. So that's why not always transparency is very good. If, for example, we have Punam is a senior project manager, right? So if she, for example, will receive an information upfront that there will be a ramp down from 200 people to 150 people on the project, she will not go to the team and immediately say, to the team members, like, 50 of you will, by the end of the week, will be removed from the project, because that can, put a shocking message on the whole group, thinking that everyone will start now being worried that they will be removed from the project itself, right? So there are ways how to handle that, ways how to tackle that, but really taking care of the morale and taking care of the relation with the customer is very important in terms of communication. One important here with this question about what we are discussing is why not to improve customer satisfaction by improving efficiency, right? In any case, that's I think the easiest win-win situation.
Jan, thank
Yeah.
you for wise pieces of advice.
Always happy to help and support.
Yes, thanks, Jan. You really have so many good examples that help to visualize the situation and got it. Yeah, thanks for your interesting approach. And
The thing is,
yeah.
we learn best on failed examples, right? And there is a saying that on calm sea there are no skilled sailors. So only when we have obstacles, turbulences, and issues, we can learn like really with challenging examples, challenging scenarios. And my career, like over the course of 20 years in IT, believe me, I failed many times. And there's nothing wrong with failure because it also gives us a great opportunity to learn from some mistakes, some errors, and try to be better, right? That's why if you will think that you have a bad day, the project doesn't go your way, you have a challenging customer, there is a conflict inside the team, people don't want to cooperate with one another, we can treat it as a problem and shut down from this situation, or we can treat it as an opportunity on how we can improve something, right? At the start of the projects, people have sometimes the meet and greet meeting, the meet and greet like presentation where people are talking who they are, what is their role, how they will be working on the project, and someone says, "Oh, I'm Jim, I'm the director." Someone says, "I'm Jennifer, I will be the project manager." Someone says, "I'm Kitesh, I will be working as the quality assurance engineer." Whatever. I always say that, "Hi, my name is Jan. I'm a business analyst, and my role and my goal on the project is to make your life better." Simple as that. Either with requirements, either with providing brand new software, providing taking away the problems of the customers and trying to fix it with a new solution. Why not? And again, it comes to the communication, comes to the language that we use.
I will remember this phrase and definitely will use it. And we have last 5 minutes to take one more question and to discuss it.
Yeah.
So, Natalia.
Yeah, okay. So the next one would be about motivation. And the question is, how to keep the team motivated on long projects if part of the team is tired or in a burnout?
Yeah, and Katira wanted to start. Maybe she has had such experience.
Yeah, we had such an experience, very long project, and not make people burn out and tired of the project. We just entered gamification, and it changed time by time. For example, we we played Mind Screwer, Mind Keeper, like finding mines under some cells. So we put the mines under some tasks, and and after completion of the sprint, we opened the whole field. And if there are tasks that are not completed and the mine is under them, then then we failed this sprint, and if not, we go and have some good meal or something else. We awarded for the weeks that wasn't failed, and failed doesn't mean that we should complete all the tasks of the sprint. We just should complete the tasks that are there is a mine under them, but the team doesn't know which task is such one. So they tried to guess, try to we used priority, and yeah, it was fun, and no one complains that our project they're tired of the project because of the gamification, and games were changed by time. That's it.
Yes, thank you for sharing this case. Good approach. Maybe someone one or two.
Well, this is
Yeah.
on my project. I introduced something called retro party. So
Party, really?
after each of the retrospective meeting, we organized just like a 1 hour session where we did something completely not project related. When, for example, pandemic started, people sent me their home setup, and we tried to guess whose home desk is that. People sent me their picture at the age of 5, and we tried to guess who's that young, small, chubby kid on the picture to identify that. People sent me their favorite songs, and I played that on YouTube, and we tried to guess whose favorite song is that. There's so many online games, like for example, you have the Scribbler, you have the Gartic phone, you have Jeopardy, which you can also use for that purpose to have some enjoyment. When we were approaching holiday season, I organized a pub quiz where I was, for example, asking people the questions like alphabetically name the first and the last reindeer of Santa's reindeer group, right? So that would be Blitzen and Vixen, just out of like if you'll be wondering about that, and if someone will ask you a question, you will already have the answer for that pub quiz question. And small rewards, like for example, a badge on the hero portal for person who got the most highest amount of points in that pub quiz, right? There's so many ways how you can make the people enjoy the work with you, and enjoy the fact that if there is a if project is crap, then it's even more important for us as leaders to make sure that at least there is something else to enjoy a part of the mundane task in the project.
Okay, so I guess that's it. We are out of time. We spent this fabulous hour all together answering the questions, having a discussion, raising the topics that you were interested in. I see one hand raised.
Yeah, Poonam here. This is my
Yeah.
first session, and frankly telling, I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
I had such a busy day and week, and I just loved this session. It was like something to distract, but discuss something, discuss important.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
thank you so much for
very
finding time
much
to join. It's really awesome to know that people decided on Friday evening, especially, to spend a bit more time at EPAM just to do something slightly different.
Yeah, and now I dream to work with Jan to have these regular retro parties.
Well, actually, we have here in the audience, we have Yjinia Tiszkiewicz, who is in my unit, and he can also mention that we have sometimes, I don't know, like pizza days or just some. Yjinia, for example, he had his birthday recently, and he brought an amazing that cheesecake, Yjinia, that you brought was so amazing, it was so good that I cannot wait till your next birthday to try it one more time.
Good.
Great.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great Friday and awesome weekend. Take care.
Thank you so much. Take good care, everyone.
you.
Stay
Take
safe.
care. Nice evening.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye
Bye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Glad to
Bye.
see all of you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.